What's going on, beauties? My name, of course, is Bernsey, and welcome to the Q&A. Before we get into that, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be testing out the YouTube story idea because I learned something a couple of days ago. My hacker is going to jail. So if you guys want to hear that story later on this week, leave a like down below. And I'm kind of new to getting back into YouTube. What is it you do to kind of push engagement? Oh yes, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Did I do it right? Anyway, let's get into the questions. So this question was the most requested and will come with my longest answer in this video. First off, I'm glad you're back. Well, thanks. Good to see you as well. I got so much nostalgia watching a video from you. I used to watch your vids all the time after school when I was in middle school, high school, and now I'm almost done with college. Hey! Congratulations there, bud. Question for your Q&A, how did you and your fiance meet? Congrats on the engagement. Well, thanks. So as you can guess, probably from the thumbnail, it was from a dating app, but it was not Tinder. I tricked you there. Tinder was kind of a little running joke we had on the podcast a while back. I actually met her on a dating app called Bumble. If you aren't familiar with the app Bumble, I would highly recommend it to you if you're out there looking for a significant other for one reason, and that is the female has to message the male first. So if you're on Tinder and you're throwing out tons and tons of messages and just kind of hoping to hit here and there, no worries. The female has to message you first on this, so you kind of get an idea if she's interested in you or not, or just swiping for an ego boost. So we met on there, talked for a little bit, and then I asked her out for a drink. And the thing that I would do when I would go on dates, because I went on dates with several different women before meeting her, is that I am someone who is notoriously very early for things. I do not like being late. And so when I would go on a date, I would get there 10, 15 minutes early, just sit down, relax, get the nerves out of the system. And as I got to the parking lot, she sent me a text that she was already there. So the nerves kind of went to 1,000 right there. And the date went quite well, so the following afternoon I sent her a text message, hey, I had a great time, would you want to hang out again sometime? And it took her over 8 hours to message me back. So as you can imagine, at some point during those 8 hours, I thought, she wasn't feeling it and whatever, on to the next one. But she did eventually message me back, and we set up a second date, and fast forward almost 2 years later, and we're getting married. So I decided I will tell you the story of how I asked her to marry me. Before that, you got to get yourself a ring, and I don't know anything about diamonds or engagement rings or anything like that, but it was getting to that point where I, wanted to ask her to marry me, and she had talked about it in the past and kind of hinted that she wanted it before Christmas. And so we went down to the jeweler one time, and she kind of gave the idea of kind of what she was looking for. She has this thing for shapes. She likes shapy things, more specifically hexagon-shaped things. And so I went down to the jeweler without her about 3 different times and got a custom-made hexagon-type style diamond ring. So now that we got the ring, now we need to ask the question, and it needs to be memorable. Women like memorable things. They want a story to tell, and, well, I gave her an excellent story to tell. It is hilarious. And she didn't want anything public, and quite frankly, neither did I. It's kind of embarrassing and cringy to go to a fancy restaurant and get down on one knee, or do it like at an amusement park, or involve animals, or anywhere where there's people that you don't know. So we have a townhouse that we live with each other in, and the thing about this townhouse is that it has a fireplace. And since we lived there, we always thought, hey, when are we going to use the fireplace? It would be fun to go, get some wood, have a fire, and watch a movie or something. And so I figured that would be the perfect opportunity to do that. And I think I may have tipped her off a little bit, because we went out to dinner before coming back home that night. And I said, we got to go get some wood. Let's have a fire tonight. And it's like 9 o'clock at night. We went to a gas station, couldn't find any wood there, and I was like, Home Depot has got to have it, right? So we went to a Home Depot at 9 p.m., and I imagine she's either thinking, well, why in the world do we have to do this tonight, and why am I at a Home Depot on a Saturday night at 9 o'clock? So I had never used a real fireplace before on my own. It's always been gas-powered fireplaces, and I know you have to get the flue open so the smoke doesn't go everywhere, so this one was kind of hard to jimmy out, so I took my cell phone flashlight and I flashed it up the chimney, and I was like, that looks open to me. All right, we're ready. And so I started the fire. It was going for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then I gave my whole spiel about how I felt about her and how I wanted to spend my life with her. Got down on one knee, asked her, will you marry me? She starts crying. I put the ring on her finger. I give her a big hug and a kiss. And the smoke alarm goes off. So we don't own this townhouse. We rent it from a couple, not like an organization or corporation that rents out properties. It's actually from a couple that owns this house. And I think when they bought it, they wanted to be 100% sure that there would be no chance that I would not hear a smoke alarm go off, because We have a lower level and an upper level. The upper level is where the bedrooms are. Upper level where the bedrooms are, there's a master bedroom, my office, and a guest bedroom. Between those 3 rooms, there are 6 smoke alarms. Downstairs is the kitchen and the living room, and then a little front entryway. There are 4 smoke alarms down there, so 10 total. All 10 are making noise at this point. The entire home is filled with smoke. So the first hour of our engagement was spent opening every single window in the house, and keep in mind that it's like December outside, so the house is going to get quite chilly, and trying to get all the smoke out of the house. But that's our story. It's a pretty good one. It's kind of taking a basic idea, just proposing at home in private, and something hilarious happening. So we are getting married this coming summer, and I can't wait. Should be fun. But let's get to the rest of the questions, and I hope you enjoyed that story. If you have any comments about it, leave them down below. Next question is, are you still a season ticket holder for the Minnesota Wild? So I used to have season tickets for about 5 years, bottom when YouTube really started to take off. And a couple seasons ago, I kind of figured that they were going to become bad. And I was correct. So no, I got rid of them 2 seasons ago. This is my 2nd straight year of not having them. And I couldn't be happier. I have Minnesota United season tickets now, though, which are about 1,000% cheaper and 1,000% more fun. All right, and right back to the future wife questions here. Question for your Q&A. Has your future wife watched any of your old trolling videos, like the 1v1 trolls or the videos trolling kids and parents? Been around since the old days, and I'm happy to see you uploading again. Well, thank you very much, sir. Yeah, she has seen a few of them, and the only response she's given me is, I don't get it. So she just doesn't really get it. What is funny, though, is that, okay, she's an elementary school teacher, and she teaches 5th graders, so like 10, 11-year-olds. And the question that she asks is, what do you guys want to be when you grow up? And when I was that age, it was more, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to go into science, I want to do something with math. And the most popular answer by far now is I want to be a Twitch streamer or I want to be a YouTuber. So my only advice on that would be is go for it if you think you can do it. It's quite difficult, and you can burn out quite easily, as you saw happen with me. But if you want to go in that direction, I would say get into maybe public relations. There's a lot of people that say some things that they shouldn't, or get themselves into a jam, or what is it called? Cancel culture, digs up something you said years ago and tries to damage your brand. You could be the PR guy that helps fix that. Other than that, maybe go into something with social media or marketing. I think if you want to get into that YouTube space, if you have the social media and marketing skills, or video editing skills, you can definitely sneak your way in there in multiple different ways other than making videos yourself. So there you go. Here's a question I get a lot, and I think I've maybe answered it individually before. It says, Bernsey, why didn't you tell us you were leaving YouTube? Why did you let other channels make videos on what happened to you instead of addressing it yourself? So I never really planned on saying that's it. I never sat down and thought that's it. It sort of happened slowly. So, I talked about how Xbox One didn't have game chat, and it was kind of hard for me to make content. I never really gave much thought about doing something else or other sorts of content. And I was already sort of burned out. You try to do a video every day. Your social life kind of takes a real major hit because you have to be on top of things every day, same time, no break. And as you can see, if you take a break, an extended break, things can fall apart pretty quickly, as there's always new content creators popping up there. So I thought, oh, this will just be a break. And then I kind of got my social life back, and I was like, oh, I'm having a good time. I got money to burn from the success of YouTube. And then I just stopped making videos, and then every once in a while I would come back, and then I'd be like, ugh, I'm not really feeling this. But hopefully this time around, we've been pretty decently consistent on the first week of doing this. It'll go better. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy, and hopefully we can turn this into a success again. I appreciate very much for hanging out. Hopefully it's not just a nostalgia thing and you disappear, but if it is, that's okay. Let's have some fun. Next question. Bernsey, love seeing you back. Well, thanks, sir. For the Q&A, I always wanted to know which was your favorite hacker, scammer, troll. Let the chicken burn on. I had to think about this for a little bit, and I'm going to go with the very, very first mom troll, the Can I Join You in the Shower one. That was the first video of mine that really blew up or would be considered viral during that time. So yeah, that's my favorite one. If any of you have a favorite video of mine, let me know which one it was down in the comment section below. Will you sell merch since YouTube is demonetizing you? I don't know, do you want me to sell merch? Do you want a t-shirt? I saw someone tweet me on Twitter the other day. They had an original The Chicken is Burning hoodie. So I think you can still buy those somewhere. Wouldn't be able to tell you where, but I think they're still out there. Possibly, maybe. I can't think of the name of where I sold them before. But what's funny is the last video, the Angry Kids one, or what was it? The angriest Call of Duty lobby or something like that. Actually got demonetized about 12 hours into it, and then they came back. So I don't really know what constitutes a video getting demonetized, but sure, if you want to see merch, let me know. What kind of shirts do you want to see? What are your thoughts on the 2020 presidential election? Yeah, it's going to be a shit show. I apologize if these questions seem random going back and forth here, because this next question is, there was a rumor that you got into legal trouble over threatening some kid online. Is there any truth to that, or was it just a BS rumor? Just a rumor. Here's the thing about how rumors seem to start, especially on YouTube, is that humans have this thing where we have to know something. Like, we don't like not knowing something, and so when we can't explain something or we don't have an answer for something, we make something up and we believe the one that seems the most craziest or what we would like to believe. So the answer is usually one that you would expect, which would be he's just gone. So, but that's not that interesting, is it? It'd be more interesting to be like, oh, he's in legal trouble, maybe he's in jail. Oh my gosh, he got in trouble for something. That totally makes sense now why he wouldn't come back, why he wouldn't say anything. But the more reasonable answer is that I'm just gone. But here I am, so that was not a true rumor, but I can understand why people would gravitate towards it. All right, final question of the day. If you made it this far, leave a comment down below. I know a lot of you were here just for the wife answer, but if you made it this far, thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Question for you, Burnsy. When you were gaming, playing Fortnite, did anyone ever recognize your voice and figured it was actually you? Not really, but sort of. Let me see if I can explain that. Every once in a while, I would get Burnsy. Burnsy, is that name? That sounds familiar. Where have I heard that name before? And then other times, and it would mostly happen with really, really young people. I'm talking like 9 to 13 on Fortnite, which is a lot of people on that game. Is, wow, you have a really good microphone. Are you a YouTuber? Are you a Twitch streamer? Can I follow you? Can I add you? Can we play again, please? You sound like a YouTuber. I think you're a Twitch streamer. I want to play with you. So I guess yes and no to that question. But thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Am I doing this right? I don't know. Have yourself a great rest of the day, and I'll see you next time, buds. Bye!